Over these last few weeks, these little videos have been telling stories of people whom we've described as heroes of the faith. Some of them have been Bible characters, and others have been Christians who have done good things in serving Jesus. And we read these stories, and these are inspirational stories for us because they lift our spirits and they inspire us sometimes to do good things in our turn. Although sometimes these stories also will be a little bit overwhelming for us when we read the stories of others and we say, well, I can't do that. Today I want to ask you the question, what would make you into a hero of the faith? Now the chances are you will answer that question by saying nothing. Nothing would ever make me a hero. And I read something the other day that said we don't have heroes anymore, but I want to challenge that. You might have seen this week the sale of a painting by Banksy, and it sold for £16.7 million. And it's the painting of a little boy playing with his superhero figures. And the one that's in his hand, flying above his head, is a figure of a nurse, the hero of the pandemic. And so often we've looked on these people who have done great things as heroes during this last year. But most of them will say, I was only doing my job. Mother Teresa was a hero of the faith in her own right. One of the most famous things that she said about life and about faith and about the things that we should do is this: small things done with great love will change the world. And I like that. I think that's a good way of looking at what we are able to do. There will be small things that you can do for someone else. You may be aware of people in your street who need a little bit of help, or family members that a little word of encouragement will help them during these difficult days. And these may not be big things, but they may be things which mean so much to people that you are in contact with. And small things done like that with faith and love in our hearts can change the world and can make us into heroes of the faith, really. Perhaps you have been praying for a long while for God to raise up new leaders, people who will be heroes of the faith, who will speak the faith, or who will show the faith to the world. Lisa Sullivan lived and worked in Washington, D.C., and she worked with a whole lot of youth groups up and down the east coast of the USA. But she died very suddenly at the age of 40. She was described as one of the brightest up-and-coming leaders of her generation. And when she was asked about where are the new leaders, she simply said, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. You don't need to do great things to be a hero of the faith. You don't need to travel to the far side of the world. You don't even need to be famous. But small things done with faith and love in our hearts turn us into the heroes of the faith. Turn us into people who are even the answer to our own prayers. There may be people that you know for whom a small act of love and kindness will mean a great deal to them and will change their world. Be a hero of the faith. There may be a family member or a friend who simply needs a word that will give them courage and comfort to deal with a difficult situation. A small thing that may change their world and be a hero of the faith. There's lots of heroes of the faith who walk through the world anonymously, known only to God. And maybe that's as it should be. So let me ask you a question. What can make you into a hero of the faith? Could you be the answer to your own prayers?